Alright, well mine's a little different before I get started. So I was valedictorian of my high school, but I refused to give my speech, so I thought I'd try to give it now. And I know you guys aren't all graduating high school, but I figured I'd give it a try. Alright, so I stumbled on this quote that I thought would be really appropriate for this occasion, and it's by this man named David Brooks, and it goes, almost every successful person has two beliefs. The first is that the future can be better than the present, and then the second is that they can make it better than the present. So I stand here and I'm honored to be valedictorian, but we're really here to celebrate all of the graduates. All of you guys have worked hard to get to this point, and graduating is a big step, and it's worthy of celebration and it's worthy of recognition. So I have always believed that dedication and hard work pays off, and that I can get where I want to by working hard. And so I think so far I've done well. It hasn't always been easy, but I think all of us have gotten to this point, and that's an amazing accomplishment. So I've always thought that I've had the power to determine my own future, and that the hard work that I've put into my future and my academic work has paid off. So I want to tell you guys that you can do it too. I want to give you an idea of some of the people that have helped me get to where I am today, and I want to tell you about the path that I've taken. I also want to try to convince you guys that it's a world of possibilities out there. So some of the most influential, there have been many influential people in my life who have helped me get to this point, but I can't talk about all of them right now, so I have to pick a couple of the most important ones. Of course, my parents would be one of them. They weren't strict about much, but they were always really strict about my grades. If I came home with anything less than an A, or even a 95 for that matter, I would just never hear the end of it. And I always thought this was unfair growing up, but I realize now that it's really helped me become a better person, and it's helped me to get to where I am today. Another really important person has been my best friend, because we have always been really competitive people. We competed to see who was better at soccer, who could read the most books. We wanted to see who could do better on the math tests. And I think, well, honestly, she beat me at all of these things, and if she hadn't been accepted into the School of Science and Math, then she would probably be giving this speech instead of me. But now that you know about a couple of the most important people, I want to go on and tell you about the path that I had to take. I'm sure, it hasn't been easy for any of us. I've had hard times as well. When I was, I think my sophomore year, I had a death in the family where I had to fly to Hungary and miss almost 2 weeks of school, and trying to make up all that work was just really hard. I had to work with the teachers, and it took me all semester, to pile that on top of all my other schoolwork. But eventually I got there, and putting in the effort really does pay off. Also, there have been other hard times. I've spent hours studying and hours doing homework, and I even had to hire a tutor at some point, and I'm sure we've all had similar experiences. But if we're here today, we've all pushed through it, and we've gotten through all the hard times. So, now that you know about my journey, I want to convince you that there's a world of possibilities. Each one of us can go on to open new doors, and if we want to put in the effort, there are opportunities out there. One of my close friends, he graduated recently. He's actually on his way to becoming a teacher. That's what he wants to do. But he came from a family with a lot of children, with very little financial resources, but he went out and he did these community outreach projects to try to teach people about sustainable energy. And through this, he got almost a full ride to college, so he's well on his way. He's going to do what he wants to do. And I'm telling you this now because I just want you to know that there are opportunities out there if you take the effort and if you go and try to find them. That I feel like there's something any of us can do, and we can try to reach those goals we've had since childhood. So I hope I've been at least a little bit motivating. It's been, I want you all to remember that there will be hard times, but I think if we believe we can succeed, and that we just remember that we will eventually get through the hard times. So today that I've shared with you some of the influential people in my life, I've shared with you the long and the winding road that it's been to get here. And I've tried to, shared with you a little bit of motivational talk. But I think the quote that I started off with is important to remember, that the future can be better than the present, and that you all have the power to make it so. All right, thank you.